right, so we're back in. Fabrice Raymond, DC, Bishop's Gators. Go ahead, Fabrice.
Tu me vois bien?
Yeah.
All right, good. So I'll go ahead and I'll start sharing right away my screen with you guys. Give me 2 seconds. Let me do this here. Whoops, sorry. Okay, I want to preface everything by saying that, well, first of all, I'm happy to be here talking to you guys. I'm at the cabin. Okay, I'm on vacation right now, so I'm at my girlfriend's cabin. So that's why you guys see the setting, which for some reason I can't see right now. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and talk about like cover 3 and its variants, and also like the first of all, I want to talk about why do I teach. Okay, so that's the first question. Why do I teach? As a player, I was a great athlete, or I was a good athlete. Okay, so other people will qualify you as great or not, but my understanding of football wasn't always the greatest. Okay, so like I feel like I was lacking. So I played in Canada. I played at Cegep Vieux, Montreal. My Cegep football. I was a receiver. Went to the States. Went to Central Michigan University, and when I got there, they put me at corner. And you know, like I don't know how many changes of like position coaches and a defensive coordinator. So every year, you know, things will be different, or even like twice a year, things will be different with regards to technique or scheme. And yeah, so I feel like I never really learned, you know, like quite learned my position, and that's partly my fault. You know, obviously it's the implication. It's how much you put in order to get what you want. But like I probably didn't do what I had to do in order to get better, you know, like to understand my job. But I never really quite understood my job. Like cover 3, I dropped because I was told to drop. Cut, I would cut because I was you know, told to stay low. And then man to man, you know, like I would just run with people because I could run, right? So like I did the basis, but like I never quite understand the whole concept behind it. All right, so now the next question is, why are we going to talk about cover 3? And for me, I chose this subject because like I've spoken to a few coaches about cover 3, and also like I know there's a lot of coaches from all over, a lot of high school coaches, you know, and I know like and I coached high school not too long ago, like 7 years ago. I was 8 years ago, sorry, I was a high school coach, and I did that for 5 years. And you know, obviously that was like a basic coverage that, you know, like we ran, or I ran, and then I saw other teams run. Okay, and then there's a bunch of variations of it. So right now, like I'm just gonna talk about how I teach it. You know, like the basics cover 3, like how we teach it at BU and also everywhere else I've been. Obviously, like we've evolved. You know, like I think you should all evolve every time. You know, you shouldn't be what you were. So like we've like evolved on how we teach cover 3, but we'll talk about all that. I will also address on how we are attacked. Okay, like I told you guys initially that I felt like I didn't quite know what I was doing. I didn't know what I was doing when I was on the field. Okay, I just knew like my responsibility, and that was about it. Okay, but understanding how offenses will attack you, you know, like how they'll scheme against like a certain coverage or a certain like concept or whatever. Like it's important. It's important to the student athletes. It's important to your football player in order for him to like feel comfortable with what is asked of him. All right, and then finally, what's your responsibility? So like we're gonna address like the responsibility of pretty much everybody on the field with regards to cover 3. Okay, I'm pretty sure I'll have enough time, but we'll see. I see like you think you have enough time, but then like you always go over. All right, so let's get started. All right, first up, cover 3. Okay, basics cover 3. We all know we have like 3 deep defenders. Okay, so we have our deep outside third defender or post defender and a deep outside third defender. All right. Next, we have our 2 skiff defenders. So skiff defenders will be seam curl flat. Okay. You have your 2 hookers and you have your hole defenders. And I know there's a lot of Americans here. So like for all my American friends who like are playing 11-man football, we're playing obviously 12-man football. Just take this guy out. Okay. Actually, let me get my not highlighter, but my laser pointer. Yeah, just take this guy out. So now you're at 11. Erase this guy, bring this guy to the box, and then you still have your hook curl here, hook curl there, and everything remains the same for everybody else. All right. So that's the concept. Again, you have 3 guys deep, okay, and you have guys underneath. I put 4 here, okay. So like it's 4 down linemen or whatever. It's like 4-man pressure, okay. So again, we're 12, so we have 8 men in coverage. 3 deep, 5 underneath. All right. Next, okay, the way they like to attack you. Okay, obviously, if we have 3 guys deep, okay, we have 3 guys deep here, the way offenses are most likely going to attack us, they want to get a numerical advantage on us. So they're going to send 4 guys like vertical. I know there's different ways of running it. There's like, there's NASCAR, like there's like whatever people call it. There's like, you could send 2 here, 2 there. Like although like the one we see a lot since I've been coaching, at least coaching in youth sport, you see a lot of 3 verts on one side and then 1 to the boundary. Okay, and I say that because of what we will talk about next. Okay, offenses love to create. Well, first of all, they want to create numerical advantages, but like they use like good offenses will use the field. Okay, at least I feel that way. They'll use like the whole width of the field. So in Canadian football, we have 65 yards. So use your 65. Use your 65 to stretch guys so that you get guys in one-on-one like situations. All right, and again, we talked about 3 deep, and then they're sending 4 verticals. Now they have their stretches that they're looking for. They're looking for here those horizontal stretch. Okay, like horizontal stretch to the boundary, horizontal stretch in the middle, horizontal stretch to the field. All right, and then there's a lot of stuff that people do, like there's different things that people do to attack that or to like at least mitigate like the advantage that they have. So one of the things that we're going to talk about is well, like everybody, we want to put hands on receivers. Okay, and the reason we want to do that is as we put hands on receivers, we get them to reset their feet. Okay, at least that's the goal. You want them to reset their feet. And also we talked about that stretch. I don't know if you guys are all able to see me, but we talk about the stretch. So we have the guy in the middle. If they stretch you that way, there's a problem. But if you put hands on the receiver right here, now the stretch becomes a diagonal stretch as opposed to being a horizontal stretch. And if I have a diagonal stretch, I'm able to stay with the vertical and I'm able to look at the route that's underneath. Okay, so that's why we want the diagonal stretch. So it's important that we get that jam. And every coach spends a lot of time working on the jams, and there's different ways of teaching it. There's different techniques. But again, like we have to harp on how important it is for like these underneath defenders to get hands on these guys possibly going vertical, right? And one thing, you disrupt timing, just by getting guys to reset their feet. It's one thing, like I know offenses practice that all day, so they're used to it. But again, you just need to make sure you don't get these guys on the same plane. You get them on different stretches, all right? Okay, so the first thing like I wrote right here is you want to put hands on them. Okay, so you want to put hands on receivers. Okay, and now like the rule here that we have, all right, what I tell guys is, okay, so you're line up inside, you're coming down, you want to put hands on them. So now what you want to do, you want to take him to where he's going. Okay, so right now we have a vertical outside release. Okay, so you come down to the receiver as he starts his waggle release or his waggle motion, and then you put hands on him and you take him to where he wants to go. Okay, he wants to go outside, bring him outside. But now once you've taken him where he wants to go, your eyes have to go to where he's going. Okay, so he's taking you outside, you're taking him outside, then your eyes have to go where he's going. So your eyes are going outside and you're looking at number 1, right? And you're going to react to like what number 1 is doing. Oh, again, guys, what we're going to do today, like I'm going to start with the field. Okay, what we're doing at the field, then we'll go to boundary, then we'll go to backers, and after that we'll go to free safety to finish with. All right, so to the field again, like we're lined up, we're coming down, we put hands on that number 2 receiver. He wants to go outside, well, fine, we'll take him outside. Okay, and again, let's not forget we're skiff defenders, so we want to take away the seam curl flat. So the curl, the seam, and then we're going to go flat. So again, we're taking him outside. Our eyes are going outside. So now our eyes are number 1. Okay, we see that number 1, he stops his route either on a hook or he's coming inside. Okay, oftentimes like that's a combination we'll get, which is an 83 combination. 8 is a seam route, and then 3 will be like an inside route of 5, like 6-5 to like breaking inside. All right, so we see that number 1 receiver, okay, breaks inside. So once we see that, we let this guy go, number 2 go. Okay, and what we want to do, I put him in gray now. We want to be in between quarterback and receiver. Okay, and that's really important. In everything we're going to do, we're going to talk about the stretch that we're going to see, and we're going to talk about being in between quarterbacks and receivers. Okay, because obviously, like I want the quarterback to throw through me to get to his receiver. Okay, as for the deep defender, the deep defender here is our field corner. Okay, he loses number one. So he loses number one on a radical, like either radical inside, radical outside, or a hook or whatever. So once he loses him, he wants to fold to the nearest inside receiver, which is number two. Okay, so he's losing number two. He's losing number one, sorry, and he folds over number two. And we'll talk about this after, like in a little while. All right. Next thing we have, okay, same thing. We have a outside vertical release, okay, by our number two receiver here, okay. And once we see that outside vertical release, okay, what we want to do, let me just get my, let me see if I can get my, there you go, right here. Give me a second, guys. I'm just gonna get my pen. Okay, so he's gonna come down. He's gonna put the hands on him. All right, not at the line. Usually we do it at 4. Like in our league, it's 1 you're supposed to be at. Okay, now once he does that, he's gonna go vertical with it. He's gonna keep running with him. Okay, and when he's running with him, he's between quarterback and receiver again. His eyes are where his eyes are out here. Okay, he sees that one is vertical. He's gonna let him go. Okay, once he clears curl, okay, he's gonna let him go and he's gonna start working to number one, and he's gonna finish right here. Okay, in between quarterback and receiver. Now the route here, like what you see is like this vertical here and this vertical outside. What you normally have is, like a fly and die. So this guy is dying around here, 17 coming down, and he like the halfback wants to place himself in between quarterback, okay, and receiver, so that if the quarterback is to throw to that number one receiver, well, he's gonna have to throw through our halfback to get to his receiver, okay. And as for the field corner, now number one is vertical, okay. So if number one is vertical, he's gonna stay vertical, and to the field, we're not necessarily gonna fold, okay. To the field, you're just gonna basically you're gonna run with him vertical. So what we say, like you have to have eyes on quarterback if you see number one vertical, eyes on quarterback through two, okay, 2 and 3, but it's most likely going to be 2, okay. So you're gonna have eyes on the quarterback and you're gonna look through number 2, okay. Sorry, guys. All right, and again, we said that what we're gonna get is we're gonna get a diagonal stretch. Okay, if we do our job, okay, we should get a diagonal stretch. So now we're gonna be on different levels. So if I stay with number one, okay, I'm running with number one vertical, but my eyes are on number 2, okay, because he's lower, I'm able to, and I'm looking at quarterback through 2, I'm able to like react to the quarterback's throw to number 2. So we don't necessarily need to fold here. There's still a great amount of distance here between quarterback and 2. All right. So that's the next thing. Let me go to next clip here. Change my eraser to pointer. Okay. The next thing we're gonna see. All right. Now we're seeing inside vertical release. And guys, don't pay attention to like the routes here or like the lines here. Like I take them out in the later slides. All right. So the next thing we're gonna see is inside vertical release. All right. So now, like again, I come down. I'm lined up inside, and then my receiver wants to go inside vertical. That's fine. You know, like what do? We come down. Okay. Let me change my pen. We come down. All right. You work your way down. You put your hands on him, and then you take him where he wants to go. He wants to go inside. You take him inside. Okay. He's going vertical, so your eyes are where your eyes are on. Like your eyes should be inside on number 3. Right. So as you take him up, you're taking away the curl. Your eyes on number 3, and then we'll talk about what we want to do next with regards to the number 3 receiver. Okay. Oops. Okay. So there you go, right here. All right. Now same thing. Okay. We're coming down. Okay. We put hands on number 2, and our eyes are going where? Our eyes are going to number 3. Now we see a 2 cut by number 3, so a 5 out or 6 out, whatever. And what you want to do is you don't want to push like so far inside. And that's one thing too. When I first started coaching, when I first started coaching, I was coaching DBs. You know, like I was a DB coach. I wasn't a DC. Okay, so I was a part-time coach. I didn't have a lot of time to invest into. You know, first of all, I knew our scheme, but like obviously I didn't know it like the DC knew it. Okay, so I coached the basics, and I knew we had to put hands on the receivers. So like I was fighting, and I was like, you know, coaching up my DBs to put hands on these guys. So these guys would take a release inside, and I wanted my guys to put hands on them. But what oftentimes happens is that we're so hard on these DBs to put hands on these guys that this guy's he's going to take an inside release to attract us, okay? And what's going to happen is that he's going to get bypassed by this guy, okay? They're going to throw it to him. He's going to run upfield, okay? And that's probably like I always say it's a 17-yard game, okay? Because we lost this guy right here. All right, let me just erase a few things here because there's a lot of stuff. Okay. Sorry, guys. All right. So what I tell guys, okay, yes, we're going to take the receiver where he wants to go, okay? But as he goes inside, we're not going to fight with him inside. Okay, we have a drill that we do where we put cones and then, you have a inside release or you have a radical inside release. So like, if you feel like this guy is going too inside, let him go. And anyways, where are your eyes going? Your eyes are to go to your nearest inside receiver. He's taking you inside, so you want to look to where he's going. You want to look inside. And as you see this guy come out, okay, or even a little before, you're going to sink out. Okay, so when you sink out, you're going to look out, but you're going to sink out, and I want you right here, okay, waiting for this out. But also, if he's going to curl, which he's most likely going to do, you're going to be underneath the curl, and you're going to be facing this, and you're going to be looking at quarterback through number 3. Okay, then you could react to this throw, and you're in position to play this throw because you'll be underneath it. All right, so that's what we want to do when he's going inside vertical. Okay, again, our eyes are going to take us to the inside guy. So we're going to take him where he wants to go, and our eyes are going to take us to the inside guy. All right, next, same thing. Okay, exactly the same thing. I'm coming down. Okay, I'm putting my hands on receiver. I'm taking him where he wants to go. I'm taking away curl, okay, seam, and my eyes are where my eyes are to the receiver, okay, that's nearest to where he's taking me. So he's taking me inside, my eyes are going to be on the inside receiver. Now, I see that this guy is vertical or he's radical inside, okay, so I lose him, okay, so once I lose him, I'm going to go, my eyes are going to go to number 1, okay, so I'm going to go to number 1, and I'll start working at 1 right away, all right? And then, like, obviously our corner sees, our corner loses 1, he's folded into number 2, okay? So, again, it's all tied up to what one does, like, will affect what the other guy does. But the thing is, like, we'll talk about this after, like, I just want you to focus on your job, okay? I want to do all the thinking. So when I sit down and I draw up the defense or this coverage, I want to be thinking about all the possibilities that you'll see, okay? And I'll give you guys certain rules, okay? Inside, outside. And then that's all you do. Don't worry about anything else. Okay, and like what happens is if you trust, if you trust your eyes, if you trust what you've seen through film from the opponent, okay, you're able to like break down like the concepts that they'll give you. And guys, like we all coach football. There's not that many stuff that like people don't like. You see a lot of this like the same things over and over again. Okay, so like the concepts that you'll see them like through every team. They'll package it differently, but it's gonna look the same at the end of the day. So that's what we teach our DBs or our cover guys to see and to understand. All right. Next. Okay. Next we have radical releases. Okay, whether inside or outside. And radical release, they're not deep routes. They're gonna be shorter routes. Okay. So for this route, we have a out route. So we have like a 2-2 cut. Okay, so 2-2. Then we have a 5 cut here. So 2 will be 5 out. Okay, 5 will be curl for us. Okay, so right now number 2 is going out. Okay, what we tell our field halfback to do is, okay, again, put your hands on him. So you want to come down. Okay, you want to put hands on him. All right, and wait, so give me 2 seconds, guys. And once you put hands on him, you want to take him where he wants to go. But now, as you see that you're putting hands on him, he's going out. Okay, what you want to do, I don't want you shooting out with him. I want you to carry it. So you're going to carry it, okay? And then I want you to sink out and look out. So you're going to sink out and you're basically going to find 1. Okay, when you sink out and look out, you're finding like the nearest receiver to where you're going. So he's going to look for him, all right? Once again, you're coming down, you put hands on number 2, okay? And he's taking you radical outside. You're just going to carry it, and then you're going to sink out and look out, and you're going to finish right here. Okay, I know it's a lot of writing, so I'm just going to erase everything. All right. Okay. The SAM here. The Sam does everything this guy does. Okay, he's gonna do everything that the field halfback does. And there's other things that you could do, but like for this presentation, he's just gonna do everything that the halfback does. Okay, when he goes vertical, but when he's radical, we do different things. Okay, so when he's radical, what we ask the Sam to do, okay, he's gonna he's gonna come down again, just like the halfback would. He's gonna put his hands on that number 3 receiver. Number 3 wants to take him outside. He's gonna run with it. Okay, just run with it with having eyes on number 2. All right, so we ask the field halfback to come down, carry it, and then sink. Okay, so he's gonna finish here. The Sam is gonna come down and he's gonna run with the out. All right, the field corner, he sees one vertical. So what does he do when he sees one vertical? We ask him to just stay on top. Okay, one vertical, he's reading 2-3, like he's reading quarterback through 3-2 here. He loses them because they're underneath. So now he's just gonna drive on that route. Okay, but we're also gonna have the halfback that's right here. Okay, and by the halfback being right there, he's playing between quarterback and receiver. So we have our defender between quarterback and receiver. We have this guy running with, the Sam, sorry, running with the number 3. We have our field corner over number 1. So like we're protected here. All right. Next, okay, they're going with inside radical. Okay, so what we're doing here, field halfback's coming down. He's putting hands on number 2. Okay, so field halfback comes down. He puts hands on number 2, but now he's gonna run with it. Okay, the Sam, he's gonna come down, put hands on number 3. He's gonna carry it. Okay, and he's gonna sink. Okay, and he's gonna sink out and look out. The field corner, all right, the field corner again, one is vertical. Okay, one is vertical. So what he wants to do is he's gonna stay on top and he's gonna look at quarterback through 2-3. Okay, 3-2, and he sees that he's losing both of them, so he's gonna drive on that number 1. All right, now guys, I know everybody asked the corner to be inside shaded on number 1. Okay, at least most people ask, at least in Canada, like we ask our corners to be inside shaded on number 1. In the States or even in Canada at the boundary, like some of the corners will be outside shaded of number 1 in order to see 2 and quarterback, and then they react accordingly. All right, we're gonna be inside shaded, but what happens is that we're looking inside, and guys, your guys are gonna get beat inside most of the time. Okay, and it's fine. Okay, it's fine. Like as long as he does what he's supposed to do, like he's running with him. We have to understand we have middle close, so we're gonna have a free safety helping us on top for the post, even though he's gonna be far from the post. We have these guys dropping underneath windows for like dig routes and underneath stuff. Okay, like so I'm not worried about this guy beating us inside. Okay, it's what you do after. It's what you tell this guy once he beats you inside, because he is gonna beat you inside probably 9 times out of 10. Okay, so like I grade my guys. They'll never get a minus because the number 1 receiver got inside of them on a cover 3. Okay, I'll never ever give them a minus for that. Okay, to me, it's what you do after that's important, that counts for us. All right. So we're just gonna watch a bit of film on the field side. Okay, what we asked these guys to do to the field side. So let me pull it up. Give me 2 seconds. Actually, no, wait. I have to share that with you guys. Oh yeah. Give me 2 seconds, guys. I'm just gonna share it. All right. Are you guys able to see it? Dumulong, can you tell me if they see it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you. All right. Now let me make sure I'm on the right clip. Yep. Okay, perfect. So we're gonna look right here to the field. Okay, I know it's not super clear right now, but we're just gonna look to the field, and I'm gonna take what Justin said, and I'm gonna go with Coach Justin. I'm gonna go with the slow-mo here. Hopefully, it won't be as choppy because it is really choppy for you guys. Right now, I'm fast forwarding, so it's a little choppy. Let's go with the slow-mo here. Okay, so we're gonna look at the halfback in the corner. Okay, like their relation. We have a Sam here who's gonna track number 3, but like I'm not too worried about him right now. Okay, so let's look at these 2. Okay, we have tight split, so there's rules for everything, but there's tight split, but that's fine. Whoops, sorry. We're gonna address that not today. Okay, so we're coming down and we're putting hands on we're supposed to put hands on number 2, okay? But now 2 takes a radical outside release. And then, like I told you guys, we do a drill where we have a, they're doing vertical releases. We'll have like a 1 release or 2 release. So 1 release is a release to which you could actually put hands on a receiver. And a 2 release is a release in which the receiver going vertical is going wide, okay? So when he does that, well, just let him go, okay? So his eyes, so he knows that he's a skiff defender, so he's supposed to put hands on number 2, okay? He's supposed to take away the curl and be on the seam, and he's going to be inside, so he's between quarterback and receiver. But like this receiver is taking him outside, so his eyes automatically goes to the outside receiver. Outside receiver goes in, so what he does now, he's just going to drive on it, okay? He's just driving on it, okay? So it's a good job by him. He's reading 2, okay? 2 takes a radical outside vertical release. So he's taking him, well, he's supposed to take him where he wants to go, but he's not able to affect the release because he's releasing wide. But now he's going with the outside vertical release, so his eyes have to go where he's taking him, and he's taking him outside. His eyes are going to this receiver here, all right? Now, he keeps his eyes on him. He's driving on him, okay? He drives on that outside receiver, and then we're fine, okay? Next clip. Uh-oh, wait a sec, guys. Let me just get rid of that circle, if at all possible. Maybe not. Give me a second, guys. All right. Okay, so next clip. All right, we're watching to the field again. Okay, we're watching to the field, and this guy right here is our number 2. Okay, so let's see what the halfback is doing. Again, he comes down. Okay, you got that freeze motion. Okay, he's gonna come down, put hands on that number 2. He puts hands on him, right? I don't like the fact that he's opening up his hips and then like he's like kind of turned up. Like I'd like for him to square up a little more, all right? But that's fine. Okay, he stays between quarterback and receiver. Now his eyes go to number 1. He sees number 1. He takes him right now. Okay, and this again is that 83 that we're talking about. Okay, we have an 8 cut here and a 3 cut by number 1. Okay, eyes are like taking number 2 where number 2 wants to go. Number 2 wants to go on an outside vertical release. Okay, eyes should take you to number 1. 1 brings you inside. Take them. Okay, jump them. Okay, because 1 is short. Okay, we'll talk about what we do when they're vertical. Okay, we're gonna look to the field here. Let me pause it. Okay. We have something that we do with in release, so in motion, so a Z motion by this guy right here, but we're not going to talk about that. But right now, he stayed on his guy. Okay, so this is number 2 to him. Actually, no, they actually do it. They do switch. He's number 2. He becomes number 1. Okay, he's going with the outside. Let me pause it. He's going with the outside vertical release. Again, if he's going outside vertical release, your eyes have to go to 1. Right? So his eyes are going to 1, and he sees 1 short. He runs it. And he's underneath it. And when he's underneath it, he's in between quarterback and receiver. So again, what happens is that quarterback has to throw through the defender to get to the receiver. Okay? So again, outside vertical release by number 2. Okay? I'd like for him to take a little bit more depth, okay, to stay with him, but that's fine. You know what? He sees 1 is done right away, so he knows that the corner should fold right away to this guy, to number 2. So he chases down number 1, and he's trying to make a play. Okay, next. Oops, sorry. All right, we're gonna look right here. Okay, right here. Okay, number 2 receiver is right there. We put hands on him, 1's done, and then we drive on 1. Okay, hands on number 2. 2 is vertical, which is fine. He's taking us outside, so we want to take him where he wants to go, and our eyes are going to where he's going. So our eyes are going to the outside receiver because he took a outside release. All right. Now we're seeing number 1 stop his route, so we're gonna stop going vertical, and then we're gonna drive on the outside route. Okay, and he makes a play on it. And then this one should be the last one. Give me a second, let me check. Nope. Okay, we got another one. All right, so we're looking to the field. Let's pause it. Okay, we're looking to the field right now. He's coming down. He's going to put hands on number 2. Number 2 is vertical. Okay, again, he just catches and he turns. I'd like for him to, like, you know, run up with him a little bit. So he should go vertical with him. Eyes on 1. 1 is vertical. He wants to get underneath that route. Okay, which is what he does. Okay, he sees 1 vertical. Okay, 1 vertical out. So he knows that his eyes are going out. So again, 1 is like 2 is taking you vertical. Okay, and he's taking you outside. So you want to take him out. You want to take him where he wants to go, and then your eyes have to go to where he's going. So your eyes are going to number 1. Now, once you see that 1 goes vertical, okay, you keep climbing vertically, and then you go underneath 1 so that you're in between quarterback and receiver when he dies. Okay, quarterback is looking at this right here, and he doesn't have it. Okay, because this guy did a good job of getting underneath number 1. Okay, and then we'll go to the last clip. All right, again, we're going to look to the field. We're looking at the field halfback here. Okay, and then corner, we'll talk about him after. But like, let's look at number 2. So number 2 is going inside vertical. Okay, now inside vertical, you're looking at who? You're looking at 3. There's no more 3. He lost 3. Okay, so he should find 1 right away, which is like, he takes too long to find 1. So now he's driving on 1. He's driving a little late, but he's driving on 1. Okay, again, number 2 goes where? Number 2 takes you on the inside vertical release. So your eyes go where? Your eyes go inside. Okay, 3 is gone. 3 is gone vertically. As soon as you lose 3 vertical, okay, now you want to go and put your eyes outside and drive on it. Okay, let's look at corner here. Okay, corner, he's reading 2-3. Okay, or 3-2. 3 is vertical, so he gets vertical. Right, he's not too worried about 1 because he's always going to see, and that's one thing we talk about, guys. We talk about your peripheral vision. Okay, I'm not so like, I place the guys. He's going to be placed inside shade of number 1. Of right now, the Z receiver here. Okay, he's going to be placed inside shade of him. Now, he should be able to feel that number 1. So you want to feel the guy to which you're lined up with, and you want to see the other receivers. Okay, so it's feel 1, see 2, 3. Okay, so he should be able to see 2 and number 3. All right, and I'm like, and when we say feel number 1, you should be able to feel him coming towards you. So as you feel him coming towards you, just get depth, but keep your eyes inside. Okay, which is what he's doing. Okay, he's watching 3 now. Okay, he's watching 3 and 2, and then 3 is vertical. As soon as he's vertical, he knows he's just gonna like work vertical. Okay, I don't want him to fall necessarily to the field, but he's just gonna start working vertically. All right, which is what he's doing here. And then he's able to see, because we're looking at quarterback through 3 and 2, he's able to see the throw. Okay, once he sees the throw, he reacts to the throw. And again, guys, you're running cover 3. Okay, your soft spot will always be here. Okay, it's not drawn. Okay, it's always going to be to the field sideline and to the boundary sideline. Okay, at least that's what you're trying to give them. Okay, we react to it. Okay, we're just going to pause it here, and then we're going to go. Give me a second. We're going to stop sharing that, and we're going to go back to the presentation. Wait a sec, guys. Dumulong, pourquoi je peux plus me rendre en bas? Oh, sorry, unpinned video. Mathieu?
Oui.
Je suis pas en mesure de me rendre. OK, c'est good. Actually, you know what? We're good. Okay. Okay, are you guys on the PowerPoint? Mathieu?
Yep.
Okay, good. All right, so let's go to this. Okay, next we're gonna go to the boundary. Okay, so what we tell right now it's Paul, but it's like our boundary halfback and our corner. Okay, what we tell the boundary halfback is obviously, like you want to come down and you want to put hands on number 2. Okay, you want to put hands on number 2. Now, if he's taking a radical outside, he's actually like going on a radical outside route. Okay, you want to take him where he wants to go. He's going like flat out, so he's taking a 2 cut outside. So what you want to do is you want to run with him. Okay, we asked this guy to run with him. Okay, we're gonna talk about what we do with regards to like our will back here. Okay, our corner, he's looking at 2 and he's feeling 1. Okay, so he sees, well, he's feeling 1 vertical, so he knows that he has to go vertical. Okay, and now 2 is going flat, so he's not gonna fold necessarily. He's just gonna go straight back. Okay, because he loses 2 on an underneath route. All right, and then we want him to cap like number 1. We want him to stay over top of number 1. Okay, so that's what we will do here. Now, when 2 goes inside, okay, again, you want to come down. You want to put hands on number 2. Okay, now what we're going to ask him to do, we're going to ask him to carry it. Okay, and then he's going to sink out, look out, and he's going to finish right here. Okay, and he's going to finish right here. So right now you have a 2 cut here and you have, a 3 cut here and you have like almost a 5, like almost a curl, but not like quite. Now he's like, it's not quite, but he's going inside. So you want to finish again between quarterback and receiver. So as he drops, so as he sinks out to look out, he's going to sink out, look out. So that means he's going to look at number 1. When you sink out, okay, you sink, and then you look out, you look at the nearest outside receiver, which is number 1 here, and then you're going to square up and like look at quarterback. Okay, once you're in between, once you've determined what number 1 has done, and you're in between quarterback, you want to look at quarterback so that you're able to react to the quarterback when he throws the ball. Okay, now number 1 here, or sorry, the boundary corner, okay, he's reading 2. Okay, looking at quarterback, reading 2. Okay, he loses 2, he knows he's on 1. 1 is vertical. So because as soon as he feels 1 vertical, he wants to stay over top and he wants to keep eyes inside. As soon as 1 breaks, well, you know what? He's going to drive on that break, but he knows that he's going to have help underneath him. So somebody's going to be between that receiver and the quarterback. He wants to stay on top. And then what you tell these guys to do, like they're gonna oftentimes they're gonna see it late, but they could affect the play by, you know, like lifting their hands, like just touching the ball, and you get a tip ball, and then like the deep defender who's behind this guy might make a play on it. All right. And then last, okay, so again, you want to come down, you want to put hands on number 2. Okay. And we talked about the spacing, guys. We talked about the fact that these guys wanted to have a stretch, okay, a horizontal stretch on our deep defender. Okay, so right now it's cover 3, so we have 1 deep defender to the boundary. What's going to happen is oftentimes you'll get an inside release. Okay, if you, inside release. If you had an outside release, okay, that's what it would give, because obviously we're putting hands on the number 2 receiver and we're going to push him. Okay, we're going to bring him to that number 1. So if you have that inside or outside release, well, that stretch is not exactly what the offense is looking for. Okay, so you're gonna have inside release. So as you have the inside release, you want to take him where he wants to go. Okay, but now your eyes are gonna have to turn to 1. Okay, especially it's 32 right now, so you don't really have a third threat. Okay, so like your eyes are gonna have to go to 1, and you want to do what the halfback to the field was doing. You want to start working, okay, to the outside receiver, and then you want to finish between quarterback and receiver. If number 1 here were to die, okay, I don't think I have my pointer with me. Give me a second. Okay, so if number 1 here were to die, okay, you'd be between right here. You'd be between quarterback and number 1. Okay, and the corner, what he wants to do, okay, again, he wants to feel number 1. He wants to see number 2. He sees that number 2 is vertical. As soon as he sees that number 2 is vertical, he's folding. Okay, and when you fold, obviously you have your back to him, and that's why we like when our halfback is reading, like he's putting hands on number 2. He has like once he's vertical, he wants to push underneath. So when he's here, he's protecting the back of the corner. Okay, so the corner is able to fold, stay over top, and then react to the throw of the quarterback, whether he wants to throw it on to the outside guy or to the inside guy. Let's never forget we have a free safety here, and we'll talk about free safety rules in 2 seconds. All right, let's just go to we'll stop sharing, okay, and then we're gonna share. We're gonna watch a bit of film on that. Okay. So now let's look at what the boundary halfback will do. So this guy right here, oh, sorry, this guy right here will be our boundary halfback. Okay, what we're asking him to do again, put hands on number 2. So come down, put hands on number 2, right? And we're gonna have a radical release or radical outside release here. Let me pause it, let me go slow. Okay, he's putting hands. Now I'll pause it right here. This guy's going on a radical outside release. Okay, we have rules that we tell these guys. So he's gonna like run 3 steps with him, looking at 3 steps with the receiver, looking at the receiver, and then after that he can look for the ball. Okay, one thing he doesn't do so well is he's looking at quarterback all the way through. And let's never forget, the quarterback is throwing the ball to the receiver. Okay, if you have eyes on a receiver, okay, and then you look at quarterback, well, most likely you'll be in position to make a play on the ball. Okay, whether late or not, you'll be able to make a play on the ball, and then like you could affect the throw by, you know, having a tip or whatever. Okay, so he wants to put hands on him, but once he puts hands on number 2, and there's the outside release, he needs to run with him and not look at the quarterback. Okay, which is fine because we're asking this guy to run with, okay, the out. Okay, and we see, well, we'll talk about the linebacker after because he's doing exactly what he's supposed to do. He's pushing and he'll be underneath. Okay, well, we'll talk about him after. Corner now, he's feeling 1. Okay, he's seeing 2, okay, but he's looking at quarterback. So he's going to look at quarterback through number 2. Okay, as soon as he sees short by 2, he knows he's manned up with 1. Okay, because every zone will turn to man for us, okay, and for everybody else. All right, so as soon as he loses 2, he's going to look at number 1. All right, and then he's going to react to number 1. Like, he's in good position to react to this guy if he were to, like, if he were to curl it or whatever. All right, next. Okay, let's look to the boundary. Whoops, boundary's right here for us. Okay, let's look at number 2 right here. So our halfback on number 2. Okay, he's coming down and he puts hands on that number 2. Okay, number 2 is going out. You see, he stays with him. He just runs with him. Okay, which is good. Okay, he just runs with this guy. All right, so on the out cut, all right, you don't sink out, look out when you're to the boundary. On the out cut, you just run with the out. Okay, so he's just running with it. We make a great play here. We'll talk about the corner play right here. Again, the corner, and this guy finished on the All-Star team this year, so he did what he was supposed to do to attract like attention and to attract and basically to be viewed positively by like his peers, right? So he's looking at quarterback, okay, 2-1. Okay, he's able to field 1. They're in a tight split, so he's gonna line up, head up to outside on number 1 here. Now he's seen that 2 is shallow. Okay, 2 is like breaking his route. He's either gonna break it in, break it out, whatever. But he's short, so he knows that he's gonna have to play number 1 man to man. 1 trottles down and breaks, and he breaks on him, and then he takes it to the house on this one. Okay, this game he had 3 interceptions, and then he was a player of the week in Canada, in our conference and in Canada. Wait a sec, let me get to, okay, right here. All right, so let's go to the boundary. Again, we're reading number 2. Okay, so he's looking at this guy coming at him. Let's pause it. Okay, he's coming down. He's going inside. Now, as he goes inside, okay, what we said we wanted to do, we wanted to carry it. Okay, carry, and then you sink out, look out. But we have a guy dropping, so the guy dropping is going to take him. And once he takes him, he knows that he could clear it out, let it go, and then come underneath whatever route, is coming from the other side. So he lets him go. He's looking at 1. You see he has vision on number 1. He sees that 1 is vertical. Now he's looking backside. Okay, and he's able to affect the throw here. He doesn't really tip it. A nice dive, but like he doesn't really tip it. It's mostly made by the other guys. Okay, so let's look at it again. All right, you come down. You want to put hands on 2. Now 2 is really taking a radical inside release. So radical inside, and on a shallow route, we're not going to chase it. Okay, we're going to let it go. So now what we need to do is, what happens when we get an inside like route, like we carry it, okay, and then we sink out, look out. So you want to look out to number 1. Okay, he sees that 1 is vertical. He's going to let him go, flip his hip, and look inside. And, basically he wants to find quarterback, okay? Quarterback is looking here. He runs it down, and he tries to make a play on it, okay? And even though he didn't get to it, it gets to the quarterback's mind that, okay, there's somebody there, and I have to throw through a tight window. And, there's 3 guys converging to that ball, so they make a play here. All right, so that was good. Okay, and again, corner, Okay, looking at quarterback, 2, 1, and he has to feel 1. He sees Radical right away. Okay, so he knows that he's manned up with him. He's manned up, so he's like right now he's gonna zone turn because he's in zone, and as soon as he sees him, he's gonna turn to man, run with him. He stays over top of him, which is good, and then he looks for ball. So we're good here. All right, let's get out of that and let's go back to. Actually, wait a sec. Let me see where we are. Okay, we're good. Okay. Let's stop sharing and then let's share the PowerPoint. All right. So next. Okay, so next we'll talk about what the linebacker has to do. So really what the outside linebacker has to do. Right? Outside linebacker, the rule is, okay, for us, and then I think for most every guys, linebackers are playing the run, right? So like our rule, we always talk about run, pass. Okay, so you're gonna read the run first, you're gonna read the run second, and then you're gonna read the pass late. Okay, you're gonna read the pass. If it's a clear pass, you get into your pass responsibility. But if it's like cloudy, like if you're not too sure what's going on, play run. Okay, like I'm not too worried about the pass if you're not too sure. So like if it's a clear run, you play run. You see the handoff. If it's a play action, you play run, and then you get into your drop responsibilities or your pass responsibilities. And if it's clear pass, it's clear drop back, just get into pass right away. All right. So now this guy's gonna read run. Okay, like he's reading pass. So he's going run, and then he wants to read pass. So what we ask him to do is take a look at your inside receiver, nearest inside receiver. Okay, radical out. Once he gets a radical out, now he's gonna sink out and look out. Okay, so he's gonna, because he sees this guy going out. Okay, what he wants to do is he wants to sink out. All right, and he's gonna look out at the nearest outside receiver, which becomes 1. Okay, so now he'll be right here. Let me just erase this for you guys. All right, so he's gonna be right here. Okay, I don't know if you guys probably don't see the eraser. Okay, he should be right here. Okay, once he reads run, once he reads pass, okay, and he wants to identify his nearest inside threat, which is number 2. Okay, once he's seen that number 2, he loses 2. We're gonna ask him to sink out, look out, okay, and then he's just gonna drop off right here, okay, and he's gonna be in between receiver, okay, and quarterback. So he's gonna be between receiver right here and our quarterback, right? So that's on the outside route. Now again, he's reading run, and now he sees pass. Once he sees pass, okay, he wants to take a step basically to his nearest inside receiver, okay, and as his inside receiver goes inside, he wants to wall him, okay, so he's playing a hook, right? He's gonna carry it, all right, he's gonna carry it, and then we're gonna ask him to drop, okay, and he'll be right here. Yes.
You got some questions in the Q&A.
Oh, okay. Give me a second.
Yep.
I'm just gonna, where do I go for that? Oh, there you go. All right, give me a second. Okay, is there a 5? Okay, sorry. So the first question was at 4 or 9. Okay, is there a 5-yard jam rule in youth sport? There is. I coached at in the RSEQ for 5 years. Okay, prior to being in the AUS. Okay, and in the RSEQ we were able to jam. We had a 5-yard rule. Okay, we were able to jam within 5 yards. Okay, in youth, so not youth sport, but in the AUS. All right, the refs have asked that we jam, or the rule is you could jam. You have 1 yard basically. Okay, there's a 1 yard rule. All right, so I don't know about the rest of Canada, like what everybody else has. I don't know what the rule is in the OUA or what the rule is in Can West, but I know in the RSEQ, like we had a 5 yard rule, and then in AUS we had a 1 yard rule. Okay, so next question, Coach Armstrong here. Why do you have your halfbacks start coming forward towards number 2 as opposed to crowding the line of scrimmage and start in a slow pedal? All right, that's a really good question. Okay, like what? Let me go right here. Give me a second. Let me just close the question box. All right, what happens if they line up? Let me just have him line up right here to line of scrimmage. Okay, what this guy is taught to do. Okay, he's gonna climb. He's gonna go right over you and then get the width that he needs from this receiver, okay? And what's going to happen is that the when we talked about the divide, or when we talked about the stretch, he's gonna get the stretch. He's gonna get it quickly. Okay. Whereas if you come from here and you come down, first of all, you kind of disguise the coverage. You know that he's not low, and there's other stuff that people do. But then you jam him here. When he gets here, he has to go around you. So like he's right here, and then he comes down, and then he comes up. Okay. So like we basically, I want instead of getting like a wide stretch. Okay. I want to get my diagonal stretch. So I want us to come meet him later, okay, in his route, okay, to slow him down. And he's going to reset his feet at 4, 5, 6, okay? And that's going to slow him down. So he's going to be able to stay over top with him and then look down on number 2. So if you have him right on the line, he's just going to beat him on the line, and then he's going to climb over top of him, okay? He's just going to stack him, and then he's going to get the width he wants right away. So now it puts it puts our corner here in a bind, or it puts our deep defender in a bind, right? So that's why we do that's why I put him at 4. Wait a second, there's another question. Okay, for in routes under 5 yards, okay, do you have linebackers pick them up or leave them? All right, we're talking about linebackers right now, so like we'll get to that, okay? So for linebackers, so right now, this is exactly what you're talking about. This is an inside route at 5 yards, or even like underneath 5 yards. So what he's going to do here, he's going to carry it. Okay, we're going to ask this linebacker to carry it, and then we ask him to drop. Okay, and then this guy, obviously, we're going to let him go, and then other guys are going to pick him up backside of it, because usually, like, you're going to see something like this. Okay, so what he's going to do is he's going to put his hands on him, right? And then he's going to, this is really like in route. Okay, he's going to put his hands on him, and then he's going to do this. He's going to carry it, and then he's going to look backside to see the route coming back. All right. Let me erase everything, and then we'll explain it. I don't have much time left. I see that we've gone. I only have 9 minutes. So 1 hour is not much. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Because I want, actually, you know what? Let's get to film. Well, no, let's get to deep, and then we'll get to film, and then I want to be able to address safeties with you guys real quick. Okay, so let's just go to number 2. Okay, so again, he's reading run. So he gets, like, once he's cleared run and he knows it's a pass, he's read that it's a pass. Okay, what we ask him to do is, again, you have to locate the nearest inside receiver. Now, nearest inside receiver takes a vertical release. Okay, as he takes a vertical release, you're going to run to him. Okay, stay inside. Okay, and usually you're going to drop to depth. And drop to depth is wherever you guys decide that you want him to, like, throttle down and stop. Okay, it could be 8, it could be 12, it could be 14, whatever you guys decide for this guy. Okay, it's going to be based off of what you guys see during the week by the opponent. Okay, by the guy that you're facing. But let's say we drop this guy off at 10 here. Okay, or actually here he's at 12, right? So he's going to say 12 inside, so he's between quarterback and receiver. So when quarterback is looking, well, you know what? He has to look through him to throw that quick seam, okay? Which gives this guy time to fold, okay? But also our field half, what he's going to do is going to put hands on number 2, take away the seam, take away the curl, take away the seam, and then work outside, okay? So that's what we want to do here with vertical. So let's just take a quick look at what we would do, what it would look like on film. Wow, I have questions. Okay. Let's just look at it quickly, and then I'll answer your questions, and we'll talk about free safeties maybe another time. Wait a sec, guys. I want to make sure. Okay. Okay. For linebackers. Okay, we'll look at these guys here. Now, let's look at this linebacker. He sees the outcut by number 2. Okay, so number 2 here is going out. Okay, what he wants to do is he wants to sink out, look out, and he's looking at 1. Right? Once he's identified that 1 is vertical, he wants to square up, and then he's going to look at quarterback, and then he's going to react to anything coming back. Okay, as you could see, this guy right now, the linebacker to the field side, okay, or Sam, he's going to carry it. And what I would like him to do, I would like for him to carry it, pass it on. Like, once he carries it inside, he's going to sink out and look out to him. Okay, even though this guy's wide. Okay, so he should sink out and he should look out. Okay, but he has his eyes on quarterback, and he sees that quarterback is looking boundary side, so he's not even worried about, like, field side. Okay, and at some point, guys, you guys got to let your guys play. You know, they can't be robots. You know, like, we teach them a certain way. You give them the tools to, like, go out there and play, but these guys have to be able to trust what we've taught them during the week, trust the film that they've seen during the week, and then get the flow for the game, especially in like the first few drives, right? So he does a good job here, our linebacker, of seeing the out cut, okay, by number 2 here. Okay, then he's looking out. He wants to sink out, look out to number 1. Okay, number 1 is vertical. He's not bending it in, or he's not coming on a curl. He squares up, looks like quarterback, and then he's able to make a play. Okay, next, again, we'll look at linebackers. Okay, let's look here. Okay, we got the in here that we're talking about. So he should carry it, okay, and then he needs to sink. Okay, but again, he's looking at quarterback. As he's carrying it, he's looking at quarterback, and quarterback is locked on to whatever's going on strong. So he decides, you know what, I'm not going to sink out, look out, right? And I say that because he told me. All right, and next you have the linebacker here. He's looking at his nearest inside receiver is going on a radical outside release. Okay, so he knows he has to look, he has to find the outside. So he's going to sink out, look out, find the outside receiver, and then he wants to square up and look at quarterback, which is what he's doing, squaring up, looking at quarterback, and he's able to drive on that or react to the throw. Okay, could have been a completion, but he did a good job. Our backer to the strong side and our weak side backer, obviously he reacted to it, and then he's coming down, driving down. So like, if in any case, he'll tackle him, and then we're in 3rd and 3, we're fine. Okay, next, let's look at backer, and then I'll answer the questions. Okay, so he reacts to run. He sees play action, he reacts to run. And again, I told you guys, his first read is run, second read, run, third read, pass. Once he sees, okay, it's pass, he's looking at nearest inside receiver. So let me take it back. Nearest inside receiver, they're coming on an X motion here. So the X receiver is motioning in, okay? So he becomes the new number 2. Now, he finds it. This guy was really bright. So he finds it. He plays run. Now he sees that it's pass. His eyes go to this guy, okay, nearest inside receiver. Now he gets this guy going vertical. So as he gets vertical, he trottles down. And for this week, we trottle down like a little shallower, like not as deep, because of the throws that we faced against SNU, right? So he stops, looks at quarterback, and then he makes a play on the ball. You guys it's probably not clear, so sorry about that. Wait a sec. Okay, pushes the 2, looks at quarterback, he picks the ball. All right. I only have 3 minutes, so we'll go. Let me see what questions we have. Sorry, we have 2 questions. Okay, another anonymous. What depth do you consider to be top of your linebackers and halfback zone? All right, for me, as soon as you pass, okay, the linebackers, so they're gonna as soon as you pass. So I usually give the reference point for me is really 8 yards. Once it's 8 yards, it's vertical to me. Okay, and then the other question is, do you bump versus 23? We do many things. We bump, okay, we stay, we track it, okay, and there's another thing that we do, but we do a lot of stuff versus 23. So versus 23, you'll see the same thing. Let's say we track it. Our Sam will go to the other side, and he'll do exactly what he's doing to the strong side. He'll do it weak, okay? If we bump it, well, then we ask certain guys to do different things. So we do many different things out of 23. Okay, I have 2 minutes. I want to go quickly to what we asked the free safety to do. Okay, so it'll take me 2 seconds. My PowerPoint right here. Let's share. Okay. Oops. Let me click on it. All right, free safety. Free safety, we ask our free safety, he's going to read weak. Okay, and his rule is if 2 is vertical, so he's reading weak. He's reading nearest inside receiver, which is weak, which is number 2 right here. If number 2 is vertical, okay, we ask this guy to get depth. All right, he gets depth with eyes on the Q. Okay, so he's gonna get depth and he's gonna have eyes on the quarterback, right? And then you weave with the quarterback, so the quarterback is gonna take you strong, they're gonna take you weak. Okay, as soon as this guy gets vertical, if he loses him on a corner, well then his eyes are gonna get back to 3-2. Okay. Next, if 2 is shallow, so he loses number 2. Okay, what we ask this guy to do is, right now, once you see that the nearest inside receiver is shallow, or both of them are shallow, now you're working field. Okay, you're working strong side. So you're reading these 2 guys right here. Okay, and you're not worried about anything else. So you're reading these two guys, quarterback, and you're going to play deep to short. All right, so that's what we asked the free safety to do. I don't have time for clip. I have 1 minute, and the next presenter is my head coach. I don't want him to like come after me because I took his time. All right, so let me stop sharing here. Actually, wait a sec. Let me just go here. So guys, I'm sorry, Sharif, if I'm going over your time, but I'll take 1 minute. Okay, so this is my email, like everybody else. This is my Twitter. Okay, and this is my cell phone. Okay, let me share my screen quickly. Okay, so could you see it now?
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right, so guys, when I was coming up, man, I asked like 10,000 questions. So I would go see any and every coach that would listen to me, and I would ask all the questions in the world. Okay, so my phone number is right here, 514-730-5809. And then my email is right there. My Twitter is right there. Just contact me if you guys want to talk. I'll talk with you guys. We'll go in depth with like a lot of stuff because there's a lot of things that we didn't show. We didn't really have much time. But yeah, man, when I was growing up and like, you know, and it's still now, like I ask 1,000 questions because like I don't assume to know the game as much as, you know, like there's so much stuff to know. So like, guys, ask off and then I'll answer as much as I could. Okay. So thank you for your time. Thank you.